What is up, my guys? Joe Rogan interviewed Trump, and we're going to look at a couple of those clips. Here we go.
Whack job standing behind him. Oh, man,
It's a good timing.
Trump's going to go to war with us. He was with Bush when they went stupidly into the Middle East. They should have never done it. I used to say it as a civilian. So I always got more publicity than other people. And it wasn't like I was trying. In fact, I don't know exactly why. Maybe you can tell me why.
Oh, I could definitely tell you. You said a lot of wild shit.
Maybe.
You said a lot of wild shit, and then CNN, in all their brilliance, by highlighting your wild shit, made you much more popular.
Yeah.
And they boosted you in the polls because people were tired of someone talking in this bullshit, pre-prepared politician lingo. And even if they didn't agree with you, they at least knew whoever that guy is, that's him. That's really him. When you see certain people talk, certain people in the public eye, you don't know who they are. You have no idea who they are. It's very difficult to know. You see them in conversations. They have these pre-planned answers. They say everything. It's very rehearsed. You never get to the meat of it. One of the beautiful things about you is that you freeball. Like you get out, you do these huge events, and you're just talking, and you're making. We've highlighted you on the show many times. When you did this Biden impression where he's walking around, he doesn't know what he's doing. It's funny. It's stand up. It's funny stuff. But it's like and you were making fun of Elon one time. You were doing an Elon impression. It's great. You have like comedic instincts. Like when you said to Hillary, you'd be in jail. Like that's great timing.
Yeah.
But it's like that kind of stuff was unheard of as a politician. Like no one had done that. And I think
it's funny. You need at least the attitude of a comedian when you're doing this business. This is a very dangerous business. First of all, it's a very tough business. When
it's
Yeah, that's exactly right. Honestly, I think that what Joe Rogan said right there is exactly why I like Trump. It's not even that like I'm a huge fan of his personality or the way that he lives his life. I just love that he's honest about it. That's what it is. One of my biggest issues that I have with Kamala Harris and with other politicians in general, I'm looking at you, Spencer Cox, governor of Utah. They speak not like normal people. They speak rehearsed. They speak as if they're trying to trick you into doing something that they want you to do, and that's exactly right. Whereas Trump, you can just tell this guy is saying exactly what he thinks with no other object than to just express his opinion, whether you like it or not. And yeah, that's exactly why he's popular. And I wish we had 2% of the political class as honest as him. I think we'd be in a much better place.
Sex change. I would give you a sex change.
Nice. So the wildest one is this idea of giving free sex change to illegal immigrants.
That's right. In detention.
That is the wildest thing. But is that the biggest problem you have? Yeah. You just walked here from Guatemala. You need to become a girl.
But she was in favor.
Yes.
So think of it. She changed. She changed 15 policies. In fact, I'm going to send her a MAGA cap.
She stole your idea about no tax for tips.
I came up with this idea that honestly nobody ever heard of. And now it took her 2 months, but you know what? All of a sudden,
it caught fire,
and she just put it into a little speech.
Yeah.
Well,
it became
but
popular.
I think we still have that issue. I think that issue is a good one for us. But no, we have a lot of good issues. We had the other day. Think of how simple some of these things are.
I love that. That's hilarious. Trump is just like the way this little thing. It makes everybody laugh. I don't even think that he does it intentionally to be funny. I think it's literally, like I was mentioning before, he's just is who he is. And again, going back to what I was saying earlier, Kamala Harris saw an idea that Trump had that was amazing. No tax on tips. And she stole it. And I already made a video on this. So I'm not going to go too deep into it, but Trump is just a real person, and Kamala Harris is a caricature of a person. She is what she thinks a politician should be, and that's why she changes her position so often and steals good positions from Trump.
Starlink. I went down to North Carolina, Georgia, the different places. I followed it right down, and they had no communication. The poles were all knocked down. Then one of the guys in North Carolina said, "Could you do me a favor? Do you know Elon Musk?" "Yes." He endorsed me. By the way, he gave me the nicest endorsement too. The tough. He said the country's going to fail. You should do the same thing, Joe, because you cannot be voting for Kamala. Kamala, you're not a Kamala person. I know you. I've watched you. I know him better than he is. You know what? Without speaking to you, I think I know you maybe almost as well as your wife. I have watched you for so many years. You're not a Kamala person. You're a Khabib person, but you're not a Kamala person. No, nobody's going to know who Khabib is, but
Oh, they know who he is.
he was not bad, right?
Oh, that's funny. Starts talking about Elon Musk. He brings up the endorsement. He's such a ballsy man. He's so brave. He's not gonna mince his words. He's not gonna be like, oh well, Joe Rogan, maybe you could please endorse me. You know, it'd be really nice. He's just like, Joe, you should endorse me. You're not a Kamala person. His claim, and it's right. There's no way Joe Rogan or people like Joe Rogan are voting for Kamala. There's just no way. Especially after what Democrats and CNN did to Joe Rogan when he was talking about ivermectin, about how they took his story and they tried to make it seem like him not wanting the vaccine was this big deal about how Joe Rogan was an anti-vaxxer, and CNN made a video of him where the filter they used made his face look worse. So, I mean, there's no way that Joe Rogan has any allies with the Democrats, and Trump is making him laugh. I think Trump should endorse. I think that Joe Rogan should endorse Trump. It's a no-brainer. I understand why if he doesn't, just to try to keep like political neutrality and stuff, but there's no way Joe Rogan votes for Kamala. There's just no way. You're not a Kamala person.
Like JD is.
I like him a lot. Yeah.
You're allowed to say that.
No, I do. I like him a lot.
I think he's good.
I think he's a brilliant guy, and I think his ability to talk like a normal human being. You did my friend Theo Vaughn's podcast,
right?
And he just did it.
How did he do it?
He did great. He just talks like a normal human being.
Is that why you called me to do?
No. I was.
He was a nice
once
guy.
They shot you, I was like, he's got to come in here. It's all about timing. It's all about the timing. I think our timing's perfect. Do you even have a scar on your ear? You got anything on there?
I do.
Let me say. What you got
so there? Right over here.
Oh, it's a tiny little mark.
It zicked right there.
Yeah. It healed up pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's little. It's not like some of the wrestlers, some of the UFC fighters.
No, you didn't get cauliflower.
No. It was sort of like a top shot.
Mm-hmm.
The point of the bullet was a little of the ass, but you see the thing's taken off a little bit, but it makes me a tougher guy. You know the fighters. The fighters love their. Bo Nichols.
Oh man, it's stuff like that just makes me love the guy. He literally got shot in the ear, and he's making jokes about it. Makes me a tougher guy. He is a strong person. Again, say what you will about him, he is a strong-willed individual. In this podcast, you see it the whole way through. This guy is strong. Strong. There's nothing about him that is weak. For better or for worse. Strong personality. It's going to turn a lot of people off. It's going to be rude. But I would rather have, and you know this too, you would rather have a president that is strong and not one that's weak. I'd encourage anyone to watch the video that hasn't, and that's where I'll wrap. Peace.